Magnificat anima mea Dominum,
et exsultat spiritus meus in Deo salutari meo,
quia respexit humilitatem mansile sue, ex enim ex hoc beata medicent omnes generationes.
quia fecit mi magna qui potens est, et sanctum nomen eius,
Et misericordia eius a progenie in progenies, dimentibus eum,
fecit potentiam in brachio suum, dispersit superbos mente cordis sui,
deposuit potentes tessere, et exaltavit humile.
Suriente simple vit bonis, et divit est misit inane.
Suscepit Israel puerum suum, recordatus misericordiae suae.
Sicut locutus est ad patres nostros, Abraham et semini eius in saecula.
Gloria Patri et Filio et Spiritui Sancto,
Sicut erat in principio et nunc et semper, et in saecula saeculorum. Amen.
The Virgin Mary in the Kingdom of the Divine Will, by the servant of God, Luisa Picaretta, little daughter of the Divine Will. For private use only. Meditations for the month of May, for the House of the Divine Will. May 6, 1930. Luisa Picaretta. Fiat. JMJ. Maternal Appeal of the Queen of Heaven. Dearest daughter, I feel the irresistible need to descend from heaven to make you my maternal visits. If you assure me of your filial love and faithfulness, I will remain always with you in your soul, to be your teacher, model, example, and most tender mother. I come to invite you to enter into the kingdom of your Mama, that is, the kingdom of the Divine Will, and I knock at the door of your heart, that you may open it to me. You know, with my own hands I bring you this book as gift. I offer it to you with maternal care, so that in your turn, in reading it, you may learn to live of heaven and no longer of earth. This book is of gold, my child. It will form your spiritual fortune, your happiness, also terrestrial. In it you will find the font of all goods. If you are weak, you will acquire strength. If you are tempted, you will achieve victory. If you have fallen into sin, you will find the pitying and powerful hand that will lift you up again. If you feel afflicted, you will find comfort. If cold, the sure means to get warm. If hungry, you will enjoy the delicious food of the divine will. With it you will lack nothing. You will no longer be alone, because your Mama will keep you sweet company, and with her every maternal care, she will take on the commitment of making you happy. I, the Celestial Empress, will take care of all your needs, provided that you consent to live united with me. If you knew my yearnings, my ardent sighs, and also the tears I shed for my children, if you knew how I burn with the desire that you listen to my lessons, all of heaven, and learn to live of divine will. In this book, you will see wonders. You will find a Mama who loves you so much as to sacrifice her own beloved son for you, in order to allow you to live of that same life of which she lived upon earth. Oh, please, do not give me this sorrow. Do not reject me. Accept this gift of heaven that I am bringing you. Welcome my visit, my lessons. Know that I will go throughout the whole world. I will go to each individual, to all families, to religious communities, to every nation, to all peoples. And if needed, I will go around for entire centuries, until as queen, I have formed my people, and as mother, my children, who would know the divine will and let it reign everywhere. Here is the purpose of this book explained to you. Those who will welcome it, with love, will be the first fortunate children who will belong to the kingdom of the divine fiat. And I, with gold characters, will write their names in my maternal heart. See, my child, that same infinite love of God, which in redemption wanted to use me in order to make the eternal word descend upon earth, is now calling me into the field once again, entrusting to me the difficult task, the sublime mandate of forming on earth the children of the kingdom of his divine will. Therefore, with maternal care I set to work, and I prepare for you the way which will lead you to this happy kingdom. For this purpose, I will give you sublime and celestial lessons, and finally, I will teach you special and new prayers, through which you will commit the heavens, the sun, the creation, my very life and that of my Son, and all the acts of the saints, so that in your name they may infiltrate the adorable kingdom of the divine will. These prayers are the most powerful, because they bind the very divine operating. By means of them, God will feel disarmed and conquered by the creature. Confident of this help, you will hasten the coming of his most happy kingdom, and with me, you will obtain that the divine will be done on earth as it is in heaven, according to the desire of the divine Master. Courage, my daughter. Make me content, and I will bless you. Prayer to the Celestial Queen for each day of the month of May. Immaculate Queen, my celestial mother, I come onto your maternal knees to abandon myself in your arms as your dear daughter, in order to ask of you, with the most ardent sighs, in this month consecrated to you, the greatest of graces, that you admit me to live in the kingdom of the divine will. Holy Mamma, you who are the queen of this kingdom, admit me to live in it as your daughter, that it may no longer be deserted, but populated by your children. Therefore, Sovereign Queen, I entrust myself to you, that you may lead my steps in the kingdom of the divine will. And as I cling to your maternal hand, you will lead all my being to live perennial life in the divine will. You will be my Mamma, and to you, as my Mamma, I deliver my will, that you may exchange it with the divine will, and so I may be sure I will not go out of its kingdom. Therefore I pray you to illumine me, in order to make me comprehend what will of God means. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou amongst women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now, and at the hour of our death. Amen. Little Sacrifice of the Month. Each morning, midday, and night, 3 times a day, let us go on to the knees of our celestial Mamma and say to her, My Mamma, I love you. And you, love me and give a sip of divine will to my soul. Give me your blessing, that I may do all of my actions under your maternal gaze. The Virgin Mary in the Kingdom of the Divine Will. Day 6. The 6th step of the Divine Will in the Queen of Heaven. After the triumph in the test, the possession. The soul to the Virgin. Queen Mamma, I see that you are waiting for me again. And stretching out your hand toward me, you take me on your knees and press me to your heart, to let me feel the life of that divine fiat which you possess. Oh, how refreshing is its warmth! How penetrating its light! Oh, please, Holy Mamma, if you love me so much, plunge the little atom of my soul into that sun of the divine will which you conceal, so that I too may be able to say, My will is ended. It will have life no more. My life will be the divine will. Lesson of the Queen of Heaven. Dearest child, trust your Mamma, and pay attention to my lessons. They will serve you to make you abhor your will, and to make you long within yourself for that holy fiat, whose life I so much yearn to form in you. My child, you must know that the divinity was assured about me through the test it wanted, while everyone believes that I did not have any test, and that it was enough for God to make the great portent he made of me, of conceiving me without original sin. Oh, how they deceive themselves! On the contrary, he asked of me a proof which he has asked of no one. And he did this with justice and with highest wisdom, because since the eternal Word was to descend into me, not only was it not decorous that he find in me the original sin, but it was also not decorous for him to find in me a human will operating. It would have been too unseemly for God to descend into a creature in whom reigned the human will. And this is why he wanted from me, as proof, and for my whole life, my will, in order to secure the kingdom of the divine will within my soul. Once he secured this in me, God could do with me whatever he wanted. He could give me anything, and I can say that he could deny me nothing. For now, let us go back to the point we reached. I will reserve the narration of what this divine will did in me during the course of my lessons. Now listen, my child. After the triumph in the test, the divine fiat took the sixth step in my soul by having me take possession of all of the divine properties, as much as it is possible and imaginable for the creature. Everything was mine, heaven, earth, and even God himself, whose very will I possessed. I felt I was the possessor of divine sanctity, of love, of beauty, power, wisdom, and goodness. I felt I was queen of everything, nor did I feel a stranger in the house of my celestial Father. I felt vividly his paternity, and the supreme happiness of being his faithful daughter. I can say that I grew up on the paternal knees of God, nor did I know other love or other science, but that which my Creator administered to me. Who can tell you what this divine will did in me? It elevated me so high, it embellished me so much, that the very angels remain mute, nor do they know where to begin to speak about me. Now, my dearest child, you must know that as soon as the divine fiat had me take possession of everything, I felt myself the possessor of everything and of everyone. With its power, immensity, and all-seeingness, the divine will enclosed all creatures in my soul, and I felt a little place in my maternal heart for each one of them. From the moment I was conceived, I carried you in my heart, and oh, how much I loved you, and I love you. I loved you so much that I acted as your mother before God. My prayers, my sighs, were for you. And in the delirium of mother, I said, "Oh, how I wish to see my child, possessor of everything, just as I am." Therefore, listen to your mamma. Do not want to recognize your human will any more. If you do so, everything will be in common between me and you. You will have a divine strength in your power. All things will turn into divine sanctity, love, and beauty. And in the ardor of my love, just as the Most High sang my praises, all beautiful, all holy, all pure are you, O Mary. I will say, beautiful, pure, and holy is my child, because she possesses the divine will. The soul. Queen of heaven, I too hail you. How beautiful, pure, and holy is my celestial mamma. Oh, please, I pray you, if you have a place for me in your maternal heart, oh, please, enclose me in it, so I will be sure that I will not do my will any more, but always that of God. And we, mother and child, will both be happy. Little sacrifice. Today, to honor me, you will recite 3 Glory Bees for 3 times in thanksgiving to the Most Holy Trinity for establishing in me the kingdom of the divine will, possession of everything, and making the words of the Supreme Being your own. At each Glory Bee, you will say to me, all beautiful, pure, and holy is my Mama. Ejaculatory prayer. Queen of Heaven, make me be possessed by the divine will. You have reached the end of Day 6 of the Virgin Mary in the Kingdom of the Divine Will. Fiat.